In this video, we're going to cover how to correct for latency when audio recording with Audacity. Latency causes a delay between the playback when recording and the sound playing through the headphones and can cause a new recording to be offset in time from the timing of pre-recorded tracks, no matter how on time you play your instrument. The delay with latency comes from delays within our computer and audio interface's playback and recording timing. So for example, the computer may take 100 milliseconds to process the signal that we're hearing after the time that it passes before it actually gets to our headphones, so the timing can be quite off. If you're just recording a single track like a voice recording without having to keep time with background music, then latency doesn't really matter, but it is crucial to correct for it if you're doing any type of music recording with Audacity. Let's go over the process of correcting the latency. We'll go to our settings to start and set the latency compensation to 0. This way, when we measure the latency later, we don't have to adjust for the latency correction that's applied by default, which is 130 milliseconds when we install Audacity on our system. To be able to correct the latency, we need an accurate way to measure it. The way we do this is to connect the output of our audio interface back to the input, allowing us to record the click track through the audio input. First, make sure the audio interface does not have input monitoring enabled. On the Behringer UM2, this is done with a button. This button causes us to hear the inputs through the headphones during playback. If we leave this enabled, the UM2 will go into a feedback loop that could possibly be hard on our equipment. Use a short cable to connect the headphone output to the line input on the audio interface. It's best to use the same output that we'll be playing our track through, but it shouldn't matter too much. Set the line input to record and make sure the click track is playing. Press the Shift and R key on the keyboard to start recording. Once it reaches the end, now we have a recorded click track on a new track. We can see the problem visually with latency here. There's a delay in the playback and recording, making it so the newly recorded track does not line up with the previous track. And this can cause a lot of problems for music recording and layering different tracks. Now switch to the time selection tool at the top toolbar in Audacity. Use this to select the start of the click on the original track and drag it to the time of the start of the click on the recorded track. Now go to the bottom time bar in Audacity and change the time display to one of the options that measures the length. That way we have accurately measured the length of the time between the original track and the recorded track. This is the measurement that we'll use to correct our latency. Once you get the measurement, you go back to the Preferences menu and change the value to negative the number that you measured. For example, if you measure a delay of 150 milliseconds, you would set this value to negative 150. Then you can go back and test again and fine-tune it. Thanks for checking out this video on latency correction in Audacity. If this video helped you out, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon to get notifications whenever a new video is released. You can also check the video description for links to products featured in this video and social media accounts so you can stay up to date on all our new content.